Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dave Velasco. My presentation today will be on Miami-Dade County and its fight against the effects of climate change. This will be a part 2, so we'll be looking closer at the plans that I looked into in my first presentation on Miami. So these were the original plans, but this time we'll be looking closer at these 3. So the first is Resilient 305 strategy proposed by Miami-Dade County. The second is the Miami Forever Climate Ready Plan by the City of Miami. And the third is the Sustainability Plan by the City of Miami Beach. So looking into Miami-Dade County, we know that it is located at the southeastern part of Florida, and it is split into 2. On the western half, we have the Everglades, which is a large national park made up of mangroves and bird and alligator sanctuaries. And on the right, we have the more developed suburbs, as well as more high density developments on the eastern shore near the city of Miami. So Miami-Dade County's Resilient 305 strategy was launched in 2019, and it delineates 49 actions on how the county would respond to various climate change effects across the county. And the most significant of these is the county's sea level rise strategy. So this strategy comes with its own set of recommendations. And the first one is build on fill, so build on raised land. The second one is build like the Keys. Many developments, many homes on the Keys, on the Florida Keys, are built on top of pilings so that when the storm surge comes through, homes are barely affected. And then the third is build on high ground around transit. Fourth is expand greenways and blueways, and fifth is to create blue and green neighborhoods. To give you a better insight on those last 2, expanding greenways and blueways essentially means expanding the size of canals and adding more permeable surfaces and replacing impermeable ones such as concrete and asphalt. Creating blue and green neighborhoods follows the same line of thought, except it's focusing more on an urban design in which humans can sort of adapt to this change of environment. Here we have a map of all the projects that this plan encompasses that are already underway. So thankfully, this plan has already been put into place and many projects are already in the works. So now we go on to the Miami Forever Climate Ready Plan, which is proposed by the City of Miami. So the City of Miami is located in the northeastern part of Miami-Dade County and has over 88 miles of a sea border, therefore making it very susceptible to the effects of a storm surge. So the Miami Forever Climate Ready Plan focuses on emissions and focuses on sea level rise. So first off, it establishes a 60% drop in emissions by 2035 and a 100% drop by 2050. It has flood monitoring provisions, which include the installation of detection cameras around the city in order to be able to know where there is flood and where there isn't, in order to move water from one area to another. And it also includes frontier landscaping standards so that more green space can be built near the sea barriers that protect the city from storm surge so that it may absorb water. Now, the biggest part of this climate ready plan is the Stormwater Master Plan, which is funded by the Miami Forever Bond. This bond is worth $400 million, and 175 of that has been diverted to the Stormwater Master Plan. And, you know, it really shows how expensive climate change remediation really is. When you consider the fact that only 14 million of that 400 million is going to roads in comparison. So on the City of Miami Stormwater Master Plan, the funding, like I said, comes from the bond, but it also comes from federal grants, and costs are projected to be around 5 billion over 25 years. So this means 50 million every year. And it includes, provisions on drainage, seawalls, and green infrastructure, so that if floodwaters, so that first off, to protect against floodwaters coming into the city in the first place, but if that even is the case, that there are systems in place that will drain the water quickly and back into the sea. There are also heightened environmental regulations for developers to follow. And by actually upgrading all this anti-flood infrastructure, the city allows the residents to save on flood insurance because the city's flood rating will increase. Now on the sustainability plan proposed by the City of Miami Beach. So the City of Miami Beach is right off the coast of the City of Miami, and it is a barrier island extremely susceptible to climate change, sea level rise, storm surge, hurricanes, the whole lot, because of how close it is to the ground. It's essentially on sea level and it's completely flat. As you can see here, this is just with 4 feet sea level rise. You see that pretty much the entire island is submerged. And while 4 feet of rise is not projected until around 2100. A storm surge can certainly replicate this level of sea level rise. So as you can see, the developments within Miami Beach are extremely close to the water. The first arrow is around 500 feet, and the second arrow is around 1,000. So there's not much distance between the water the water and the extremely valuable developments that are near it. So when we study the city of Miami Beach's approach to climate change, we see that there's been a lot of conflict and there's also been a lack of planning. So first off, the city's own residents have protested the anti-flood infrastructure projects that the government has begun to work on within the city, saying that it's ugly and has lowered property values. And there's also been resistance from other counties surrounding Miami-Dade that they are importing too much sand away from them. And so Miami Beach is known for its sand dumping. It spent $16 million on sand last year alone. And well, because of this huge demand of resources, other counties have actually begun banning the import of their own sand to Miami Beach. Now, Miami Beach, just like the city of Miami and Miami-Dade County had their own sort of strategies. Miami Beach has the state sustainability plan. Unfortunately, it's for the most part performative. It's not really, it's more of an awareness campaign rather than delineating solid courses of action. And because of this, the Miami Beach has kind of just hitched along with the county's Resilient 305 strategy that we spoke about before. So the county has, those 49 projects, and a lot of those, the key partner is Miami Beach. These are my sources. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.